anything else.
You're good.
This is.
All right, okay, we're back in public session at 6:45. Do a motion regarding our executive session. I hereby move that the board execute the proposed memorandum of understanding between the Oxford Board of Education and the Oxford Education Association regarding athletic photographer and track assistant stipend positions, and to authorize the chairperson of the board to sign the memorandum of understanding pending any necessary further review. Any discussion?
I would just like to learn more about the athletic photographer.
Right.
Don't know if that is-
I'll second it.
All right, yeah, sorry, second, my bad. So Mike is gonna second. I apologize, I jumped ahead. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? And motion carries. Get my computer back up. So, thank you. Report of the interim superintendent, Dr. Adamowski, and welcome to your first Oxford Board of
Well,
Education
thank
meeting.
you. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. As I'm sure you can appreciate, as this is my second day, so I don't have much of a report to make. But I would like to thank all those people, and there's been so many that have reached out to me and just been wonderful in terms of the transition and my getting set up and so on. And I want to thank them, including the Teachers Association that held a kind of a welcome Zoom call with all the members of their executive board and so on. So that was great as I, start forming relationships. I've been to 2 of the 4 schools. I'll have that complete by Friday. But I would like to, at a subsequent meeting, report to you on a couple of things. One would be the status of your 24-25 school year goals that you set in the beginning of the year, because we want to make sure those are ongoing and going to be met. And, we may have things to do on those so that nothing falls through the cracks in terms of the anticipated progress of the district this year. And then secondly, we'll be reporting at some point on budget options for you to consider once the Board of Finance makes their decision and recommendations. So I'll look forward to having a report that's a little more substantive the next time.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
With us reviewing our objectives and requests, I would assume you're reviewing the previous superintendent's, his objectives and stuff like that, so that there's a merging of the 2 ideas.
Well, there are a set of superintendent goals, which I believe are the board's goals that were set by the board relative to the strategic operating plan for the 24-25 school year. That's what I was referring to.
Anybody else? Okay. Second audience of citizens. You guys okay? I can't see your head.
Well, I like
Christine.
it behind here. That's hiding from the other.
Okay, we'll move on to my report. So we had our joint Board of Education, Board of Finance meeting last night. I think it went pretty well. We'll see where they come out in terms of if they're going to cut or not. Howard, again, thank you very much. Megan as well for being there, and Dr. Adamowski. I think the entire board was there last night, correct?
Yep.
So thank you guys again for taking time out of your night to go to that. We'll see what happens and we'll go from there. We did last week vote to approve Zeal Education Group as our search committee for our new superintendent. They contacted me yesterday afternoon about initial planning and logistics and stuff like that for Friday at 8:30 a.m. If we could hang out for 5 or 10 minutes after we're done, and we could have a really impromptu search committee meeting, just very short, so we can discuss who wants to be in on that call, and we can go from there. I'd appreciate it. Is everybody good with just really short meeting? Okay. And obviously our new interim superintendent started yesterday, and welcome. And that's really all I have for tonight. Does anybody have any questions of me? Okay. Subcommittee reports, facilities, Joe.
We have a subcommittee meeting on Thursday at 1 p.m.
Curriculum, Deb.
We have to schedule a meeting for April, and I will ask Jim to give us some information about the photography and try and get some of those pictures on the website. We need to update the website too. So I'll talk to Jim and we'll get some stuff done.
Policy and quality, Nicole.
So we've got 3 policies down for a second read tonight. The first 2 have to deal with Title IX and Education Amendments of 1972, the prohibition of sex discrimination, including sexual harassment. The long and the short of it is the federal court ruled that major changes had to be made to the law. The Department of Education then subsequently withdrew the 2024 regulations and gave instructions that were required to go back to the 2020 version of the law. So we really don't have any wiggle room on this. This is something we have to do. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I would like to make a motion that we approve the policy as written.
Second.
Discussion, does anybody have any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Next policy is a prohibition of sexual discrimination and sexual harassment in the workplace. It deals with personnel. Again, we're reverting back from the 2024 to the 2020 version. And again, we don't have any wiggle room on this. We have to approve it. So if anybody, unless anybody has any questions, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the policy as written.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? And motion carries.
The last policy is our wellness policy. When we adopted, when we moved over all our policies from Cave to Shipman and Goodwin in 2021, we had adopted this policy as written as the model policy. And upon reviewing it, we realized there were things in there that we weren't doing, such as like farm to table and things like that. So the policy that we now have is in alignment with what we're actually doing in the district, and we need to approve that tonight. Does anybody have any questions about that?
Steve, did you have something with this?
Yeah, I didn't contact Nicole, but more of a question probably, but this is the policy, but it's a guide for which trickles down to health in our curriculum, correct? So we're not restricted, we can expand curriculum. Like, for example, we've spent all this time focusing on, reduced levels of trans fats, but we should be reducing levels of artificial colors, dyes, and preservatives. That should be our goal if we really care about health. So how much of this policy, can we make amendments to it, or is this just status quo today, like it's written as we operate today? Or is this more of can be an aspirational document saying we should change some things we do with what we teach?
I think this is the first step, Steve, that's getting us in alignment with what's happening right now.
Okay.
There's always room for improvement.
Right.
If there's ways we can make the schools healthier, I'm all for it.
Yeah, as far as the educational promotion and things like that as well, like we talk about, it says here, understanding health information, including food labels, nutrient quality, right? It should also say, something like the effect of looking out for harmful ingredients or something like that. I think that's where I'd like to see our district go. Doesn't have to be done tonight. We can amend, or we can work through curriculum on the training side. But does this drive what we put in the cafeterias?
Sure. So why don't we adopt what we have for
Yeah.
now and then write it up, tell me what you want
Yeah, I
to do,
gotta
and
think
then
through a
I
little
can get
bit,
in
'cause
touch with
there's-
Megan or whoever else and see what we can actually put into play here.
Like to take some baby steps into it and have that funnel through both the lunch side of things and the health curriculum side of things.
Sure.
We can add it to the curriculum.
What's that?
We can add it to the next curriculum. meeting.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the wellness policy as written.
I'll second.
Okay, we did the discussion, so let's just move, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? And motion carries.
And we have another meeting scheduled for Thursday of next week. It's a virtual meeting at 5:45.
Thank you, Nicole.
Just a question for facilities. Thursday, is the meeting at 9 AM or 1 PM? Because I think you said 1 PM.
1 PM.
Okay, well, adjust the.
Take care of it.
Is it in the, it's, or is it listed on the agenda for 1, or for 9?
For 9. So,
Okay.
We have plenty of time.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you get, yeah. Finance, insurance, and personnel, Steve?
Yeah, we met on 3/13. We picked up where we left off. We've been focused a lot on preparing for the budget for Board of Finance. But we reviewed the February results. We were at 21.4 expended, $12.6 million encumbered, leaving a forecasted spend coming in at $1.2 million. We are seeing approximately at this time 90K of favorability. So we covered that down. Howard really updated the electricity analysis. Somewhere between 850 and 870 is our current expected range as the point we reviewed this data on the 13th. We also covered a few items in prep for what was the 324 meeting we were all at last night. In addition, we just briefly covered some open roles that were showing up on the report. A lot of those are coaching type of roles or stipend type of roles. And then the other item was, we reviewed line item adjustments to the budget. We covered the larger ones. Some of them are status quo, small movements between accounts. Howard kind of keeps everything all tidied up in line with our policy 3160. So we do need to make a motion. I hereby make a motion to approve the budget line item reallocation presented and approved in the finance subcommittee and in alignment with the board policy 3160.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
And it's attached to your packet tonight, and it's also on the finance subcommittee meeting packet, same packet.
All right, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? And motion carries. Liaison report, will start with the Booster Club.
Bingo is April 24th. It'll be at the Fire Hall. It's already been
Which
advertised.
one?
Um,
Center?
No, the one by the
Riverside.
Riverside. They're starting to do planning for senior activities. We just started advertising our tag sale, which will be June 28th. So if you have anything you want to sell, you can get a table. And anything else, Christine?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Our next meeting is, do you know, the next April 8th. April 8th.
Molly, do you have anything?
So PTO, they had hosted a breakfast last week for the 3 schools. It went really great. Teachers, everyone was so happy. Like the best thing you could ever do is be the teacher. It makes everybody happy. So that was really great. They were able to get lots of donations from people in town. Lataza, the new bagel place, like lots of places locally donated. So that was really great. Big stuff coming up, lots of field trips. It's great. PTO fully funds them, so we're really grateful that they can do that. They have a shred day coming up on April 12th with Newtown Savings Bank, and then the book sales coming up, so that's exciting.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Can I?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to attend the coffee and donor thing, Artie.
Oh, for Arnie.
Okay? So everybody has my email. So if you got some questions you'd like to ask if you're not going to attend,
What day is that, Vic? Do you remember?
Hmm?
Do you remember what day that is?
tomorrow at 9.
It's tomorrow night.
So, I'll sit there quietly like I normally do. And so if anybody has any questions that they would like to be presented, 'cause I know there's all kinds of, education is going to disappear shortly. because of the changes and all that. So if anybody has some concerns they can't make it there, I'd be glad to add my personality to those questions.
Where's the venue again?
Tomorrow night,
Where?
at the library over here.
Library. Anybody have anything else? Okay, did we have a second for the motion to adjourn?
Second.
Those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstained, and motion carries. We are out at 7 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. We'll just hang out for a few minutes and we'll talk about